When it comes to second passports, residencies, and flag theory overall, I always say that first and foremost, it's a security model. Therefore, it needs to be implemented as one. I'm Katie, CEO of Plan B Passport, and in this video, I will share a framework you can use to customize and execute on your own flag theory strategy based on yours and your family's needs. Step 1, know your enemies. Every security model, whether it's about physical security or cyberspace, starts with understanding your threats and attack vectors. You will want to conduct a thorough risk assessments to identify threats and vulnerabilities. In order to do so, you simply need to be extremely well versed in geopolitics, know history, and being able to predict the future.
Nerd!
Jokes aside, having a finger on the pulse of what's going on in the world will definitely help. Now, you also need to identify the risks that are specific to you and your family. Start small. Where's your first passport from? What is your line of work? Where does your family currently live? Then you can take it further. For example, let's say you have teenage sons. You want to make sure they're not forced to fight the war they didn't start. Or let's say you hold Bitcoin, an asset that governments not necessarily like. Another additional risks, although much higher risk to not hold Bitcoin if you ask me.
Oh yeah!
Are you a highly opinionated activist and loud online? Take that into the account. I would be curious to know what your family consider as most probable scenarios. So if you don't mind, please leave a comment, share with us. Now, step 2, mitigate risks. Now that we got over the basics, let's move to the next step, develop contingency plans. A precise response to those emergencies we discussed in step 1, an exit strategy to address those potential scenarios. Some of them may simply need you to have a layer of legal protection in place, such as a foreign legal entity. Some may require you to bunker down with a large provision of food and water, and others may require you to flee the country in order to avoid the crisis. If this is the case, how do you get to the safe place of your choice? A boat, a plane, by car? Will you be welcome there? And this is where we move to step 3, know your tools. And this is where this channel may be helpful because we constantly talk about all the instruments that are available in a flag theory toolbox. After living and breathing the topic of jurisdictional arbitrage for 5 years, relocating twice myself, and then providing services to a very niche clientele for over 5 years now, I nailed it down to 5 most important tools in a flag theory toolbox. Second, citizenship, a passport, the ultimate hedge. Not only provides you with an ability to travel according to the visa requirements, but also it provides you with an ability to request help abroad. This is by far the strongest instrument when it comes to hedging against civil unrest in your home country, or even hedging against possible scenarios like a 3-letter agencies going directly after you and trying to revoke your home country passport. Residency, either a temporary or permanent residency, which may be a stepping stone towards a second passport, allows you to call another country home. It is not a travel document. It does allow you to stay, live, and sometimes work in a country of your choice. However, you won't be able to cross other borders with this document. Most residents, temporary and permanent, are allowed to also open a bank account, get a driver license in a country. So basically live a full life in a country without having a full set of rights of a citizen. Bitcoin. Most people in the investment migration industry do not see it as a flag theory tool. However, I think it has changed the game of jurisdictional arbitrage completely over the last few years. Having a radical ownership of an asset that can be moved in a completely borderless manner without any control of the government just brings a huge amount of power back to the individual, and I think this is an extremely important flag to mention. Legal entity, strategically setting up your business in a different country for your benefits in order to lower your taxes or have access to different markets or just have access to different regulatory environment can be really beneficial for you and your business. Tribe. While relocating out of necessity and not necessarily a choice, being able to integrate yourself and your family into a completely different country might be difficult. Knowing local community, being able to build a sustainable lifestyle that you desire for you and your family Having access to resources and support system can be really life-changing for this scenario where you're trying to avoid crisis. This is why I quite often recommend a trial trip to those destinations that you would consider a safe space in case of emergency. And of course, step 4, execute. The most important part. While strategizing for all of that is great, it is too late when you need it, so make sure to start taking steps now. Build a timeline on which you will execute on different tools and implement flags one after another. Having a plan B in place simply lets you sleep better at night, and instead of being in the state of fear, it will let you focus on things that are actually important. Ready to execute on your flag theory? Please feel free to reach out to us, schedule a free call. You can see the link down below, and make sure to click follow button to see videos like that. Thank you for watching.